Welcome to Matters With. I'm your host, Philip Bryan. Today we're here to discuss television matters with you. I have been in the world of the House of L. Lately, I've been listening to the Talkville podcast. I'll put a link for it in the description of this video. And I've been watching Smallville, and I've been watching the recently produced and currently airing show Superman and Lois. I just finished season 2. Season 3 is about to begin production. And I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Superman and Lois is not a sequel to Smallville. They exist in entirely separate continuities with an entirely separate cast. However, it is very much and obviously intentionally a spiritual successor to Smallville. And I'll provide context. Now, before I do so, please like, subscribe, and share this video. I'll probably ask you again at the end. It's foretelling, foreshadowing. I can see the future. Smallville was a very popular show that debuted in 2001 and told the story of Clark Kent and his circle before he fully assumed the mantle of Superman. The first few seasons were about his time in high school and the dynamic between him and several other characters, including but not limited to Lex Luthor, Lana Lang, the rotating threats of the week, and of course his parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent. The first 2 seasons of Superman and Lois focus on Clark Kent and Lois Lane moving back to Smallville to run the Kent family farm and connecting with the community, enrolling their 2 sons in Clark's old high school, Smallville High, and Clark to platonically reconnect with his old flame, Lana Lang. Plus, the extreme threats that face Smallville and the world on a regular basis are big factors too. This is, after all, a Superman show. Many of the stories involving Clark and Lois's sons echo the events we saw played out in the Smallville series. Their son, Jordan, has a very similar dynamic with Lana's daughter, Sarah, as Clark did with Lana on Smallville. All of this feels very familiar, yet fresh, so I compliment them and commend them for it because it makes it appealing to those who know and those who are new. That being said, Superman and Lois doesn't seem to capture the attention of non-comic book fans the way Smallville did. At least not yet. The chemistry between Clark and Lex on Smallville was much more magnetic and engaging than the chemistry between Morgan and Clark on Superman and Lois. However, those exchanges keep getting better as the episodes progress. Speaking of dynamics, let's talk about the acting. Anytime a performer is going to play the role of Clark Kent or Lois Lane, it's going to be a tall order. So let's circle back to those performances and focus on the other actors. Everyone does a good job. Well, almost everyone does a good job. Most performances are very good. The weak ones are very side, secondary, peripheral characters. The main cast and the main supporting cast all do well. There are some standouts, such as Wolé Parks as John Henry Irons, Erik Valdez as Kyle Cushing, Alex Garfin as Jordan Kent, Emmanuelle Chriqui as Lana Lang Cushing, Adam Rayner as Morgan Edge, and especially Inde Navarrette as Sarah Cushing. It often seems like the other cast members are at their best when in a scene with her. That's impressive. Note, the actor who plays Jonathan Kent, Jordan Elsass, is exiting the show and will be recast for season 3. Back to Lois and Clark. Elizabeth Bitsy Tulloch plays Lois Lane, and she does at times an adequate job, at times a good job, and at times a very promising job as Lois. Her interpretation of Lois is very different from Erica Durance's on Smallville. Bitsy Tulloch's interpretation is more along the lines of Margot Kidder's interpretation from the movies in the 70s and 80s. However, it lacks some of that pluckiness that Margot Kidder had, yet there's something very endearing about Bitsy Tulloch as Lois. Tyler Hoechlin as Clark Kent and Superman, to be honest, I didn't think he could do it. I was wrong. He does a good job. He's a good Superman and a better Clark Kent. A Clark Kent that we've barely seen explored before, because this Clark Kent is a father to teenagers. And it comes off very genuine and very good. Here's the thing. This is a good comic book hero television show. Now, I don't think it'll reach the same level of success or ratings or viewership or pulp culture influence that Smallville did or Lois and Clark before that. However, television is much more fractured, entertainment is much more fractured and niche-based these days than it was in the early 2000s or the 90s. I give Superman and Lois Season 1 a B-. The pilot episode is an A, but the first season is a B-. The second season is a solid B+. I look forward to where this show goes. Let me know what you think of Superman and Lois and what you thought of Smallville, what you thought of all the television iterations of Superman over the decades. Which one was your favorite? Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more like it, click subscribe. If you want to help me out, share this video. There's more coming. Go back and look at the back catalog. I've only been doing this a few months, and I'm making an effort, because it's worth the effort. We'll talk soon.